エース南田のストレートを打ち返して先制します。さらにこの両戦
Yo, what's up, guys? Alright, so I can't promise too much today. I just had to get on to say what's up, what's going on. I didn't want to just completely not show up. My kid, my wife had to go to the dentist, so I am babysitting right now. So if she starts getting nuts, I gotta go, basically. So that's how things are gonna be going today. I didn't send out a VIP email to VIP members. I didn't send it out. We had a lot of people join us within the past couple of days through the birthday sale that I did, but today was just a bad day. Next week, hopefully, we will be able to be on track. Just sometimes the timing doesn't work out, and we got life stuff that comes in the way, and we gotta deal with that, of course. So, today, no particular topic to talk about because I just, the situation here. But we'll go ahead and do a little bit of Q&A live, just whatever you got. And then the dog is in the building, and then we'll do that. So first question, A-Rod says, are you going to have the LABP school in DFW sometime? You know what? I actually planned on doing that about a year and a half ago, and we had a handful of people interested, but it just didn't work out as far as them coming on a certain day and time and all of that. So I'm not saying it's out of the books forever. It is still a possibility, but with all the things going on right now, I don't know when a good time would be. But for all of you guys on my VIP emails, whenever I decide to do something cool like that, I will notify. I'll notify you guys and let you know what's going on. So that's that. All right. So Ant says, let's talk about primers and why they have dry spots. Okay. Now there are a couple of different reasons why you can have dry spots. What's the matter, Allie? It's okay. First thing is, if you're spraying over filler, your filler can suck up, like body filler, right? It sucks up the primer. So that can show, it can look like a dry spot. I don't know what kind of dry spot you're talking about. Spraying and drying, coming out dry, or spraying on wet and then a certain area drying out, which is your body worked area, right? So if you do see that, all you got to do is go over that section again with another coat or two. Yeah, so if it's coming out dry, you probably don't have enough. No, wrong. If it's spraying dry, you're probably spraying too much of a thick mixture, like it's too thick. Your mixture's too thick, or yes, it could be the heat too, but too thick does it as well. If your primer's too thick, so I would try reducing it with like a slow reducer or a medium, even a slow reducer if you're spraying in hot temperatures. What's the matter, Al? Huh? What's the matter? Or your tip size is too small. If you have a small tip size, it's going to come out dry. What tip size are you spraying at? What are you using as far as the tip size? 4-to-1 slow reducer, that's fine. What kind of temperatures are you painting at? Show me some conditions. Are you doing a 1.5 on the gun? That's it. Yeah, so what I like to say is if you're using a small tip like that, see anywhere from 1.345, it's a pretty small tip for spraying out a thick primer. I like to reduce it 4-to-1. I would add an extra 10 to 15% reducer in it to thin it out. This way it'll come out more wet, because if you're spraying too thick, you got a small needle tip, it's going to clog up and it's going to come out really dry. Even if you have high pressure, you're trying to blow it out of the gun, it's going to come on dry like sand. So, and also make sure you clean, your tip is clean, your gun is clean, everything's clean. Make sure you strain your primer so you got no clumps in it, right? And extra reduce it down. That's all. If you're spraying out of a 1.5, don't be afraid to put 15% reducer in extra. Get it a little watered down. You don't want it too watery, or else when you spray, it's just going to come on clear and like run, right? You don't want that. Just a little bit at a time. Reduce it 10%. I would go test it out. If it feels like you need more, open your cup up, put a little bit more reducer in it, mix it up, and just shoot it. That's what I would do. All right, and that'll take care of it. And all you got to do to get that coverage is go over an extra 2-3 times a primer after it dries, right? And that'll give you your primer coverage. Does that sound good? That's how you usually go around that. Okay, and the other way is if your Bondo, if your body filler is sucking up, if it sucks up the primer in that area as you're priming, say you finish the panel, 10 minutes later you see a dry area, feel free to go over it again and just get it covered. This way, when you water sand it out, it looks all good. Maybe you'll have a couple of pinholes in that area. Maybe you have a couple of pinholes. Feel free to get some glaze putty. I use Acryfill. There's a whole bunch of different kinds out there. You just glaze it, let it dry, block it out, water sand at 400, give it another coat of primer, make sure it's nice and sealed. 400 that, get it all done, and then you're ready for base coat, clear coat, or whatever you're painting. Does that make sense? Does that sound good? Is it good to let it sit for a couple of days before I water sand for paint? Yeah, it's not a big deal. Yep. I mean, if it depends on your schedule. You know, if you're working during the week and you have a weekend to work on the car, you get it primed Sunday night or Saturday or Sunday, whatever, and you say next week I want to paint it, then you could let it sit for a week. Sand it a day or two before, sand it the day before you're going to paint it, get it ready. If you could bang it out all in one day, do it in one day. But it's fine to let it sit. I wouldn't let it sit for months. If you're letting it sit for 6 months or so, not too good. What's the matter, Al? You want a snack? You want a snack? Japanese rice crackers. That might shut her up for a little bit. In fact, no, I don't want to eat any. Is it okay? I thought the glaze would stop the filler from soaking up. Sealer help stop the paint from soaking. I don't understand what you're saying. What's up, David Laro? Okay, so Situation Money is saying, is it okay to do a 2-stage paint job over old clear coat if the clear coat is in good shape? Absolutely, you're okay. Would you just sand the clear coat and apply base coat and then new clear? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly situation. Are you in my VIP course or no? Because we cover a lot of these things in there. And yes, absolutely, you could do that. As long as your clear coat is matte looking, right? You got it all sanded out and prepped. You could apply base coat and clear coat right over it. If you're running into fading issues or clear coat peeling areas, then you'd want to feather all that out. You'd want to prime it, right, to fill the difference, and water sand that flat and then base coat clear coat on top of it. Oh, this is perfect. I spent 8 hours sanding my truck today, but I just don't know when to stop. Some spots have gone to metal, other spots are reflective and shiny. Do I continue to sand until not shiny? And by the way, the spots that I've hit metal are smaller than pennies. I know exactly what you're talking about, Alex. Alex, are you a VIP member? A lot of you guys need to be investing in good video courses that show you exactly how to get things done. Wow, this stuff is working. So there, you know, as you're doing it, there is a time to basically stop sanding. And when you get to those metal areas, little metal, you never want to paint directly over metal, right? You're probably getting that on corners, right? Little corners. Yeah. So 400 grit's great. So the corners, corner of the hood, corner of the fender, you're probably hitting metal. You're going to want to make sure you hit that area with a can primer or a regular 2K primer, whatever you're using. If you have primer in a gun, go ahead and use that. And then let that dry and sand it. You never want to paint over metal. You're going to get a problem, a bad coverage. I mean, I've done it, but you don't want to... thank you, David. You don't want to be painting over metal. So basically, the end goal is to get everything flat looking, right? Try to sand out all the orange peel in your paint, because when you're sanding, you're going to be able to see the I don't want to call it orange peel, because orange peel, like real orange peel, looks really... Real orange peel looks really orange peel. Regular texture of paint has a little bit of orange peel, but I just like to call it the texture of the paint. You know, it's just basic texture. You look at new cars, you got the same issue. But you want to make sure to get that flat with your 400 grit. This way you know you have a solid, flat surface. So when you paint and you have a little bit of orange peel or a little bit of texture, you know that's you, right? You know it's not coming from the paint, your foundation, right? Not sanded correctly. You guys get that? So that's another thing. So yeah, check out. Here, this is for you non-VIP guys, just so you can see what I offer in Learn Auto Body VIP. Just check that page out. Really, spend 20 minutes on it, watch the video, read and look at all the graphics and see what I'm giving you for a little tiny investment that you invest in yourself, which helps us grow Learn Auto Body and Paint as well. It's really a no-brainer deal. You're getting thousands of dollars in value. Legina, I just put the link in here, right over here. That little link. Check that link out. And you'll be able to see everything on that page. You know, I was supposed to be missing today's live call, but I was like, I can't leave you guys hanging. Let me just do it. I got the baby in back of me babysitting. My wife and kid had to go to the dentist to get some teeth work done. So anyway, I just said, hey, let me try it. Let me get on here. And these snacks are working. Let me give her a little bit more snacks and I'll be right back. These little Japanese rice crackers. Here, Al. All right. Thank you, Hank. I appreciate it. My birthday is today, guys. July 21st, 1982. I actually turned 34 yesterday in Japan. Today's the 22nd here. But for you guys in the U.S., most of you guys, it's like, 9 p.m., 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Yeah, no problem. I'm So awesome. So what the guy told me at the store is I can paint over metal with single stage paint. Is that true? Not true. You can paint over metal with single stage paint or with two stage paint. But if you lay your paint on too heavy in the beginning, and don't be painting over metal areas that big. Hell no, you're gonna want to prime it. But if it's a little area like this, you got a little bit of metal showing on a corner, right? You have to dust your paint on little by little, because if you just lay the paint on, it's not going to stick. It's going to start separating, and you're going to get a weird look, and it's basically, you could call it biting or whatever you want to call it. It just starts to crinkle up or separating and not sticking properly. So I really recommend not painting over metal just to save yourself extra hassle. Because if you end up doing it and you end up with a problem, then that's a half hour from your job. You got to wait for it to dry, or you got to wash it off with lacquer thinner and do the area again and wait for the paint to dry and sand it off and redo it. It's just going to save you a lot of hassle in redo time than if you were just to prime it and have all the metal areas done correctly. That's what I like to do, and that's what you should do too. Just spend the extra 5 minutes. It's going to save you a half hour of time. You guys getting this? So even if it's a 1K primer, that's what I usually do. Is if I'm in the booth or I'm ready to paint, the car is tacked down, I got my mask on, I'm ready to go, I got my paint mixed, I'm ready to paint, and you're like, shit, there's a little metal spot on the corner here. Oh man, you don't want to go mixing up any 2K primer now, 2-part primer, and then spraying that. You got to clean your gun out. Hell no, you don't want to do that. So I always have a couple of cans of filler primer, 1K spray cans on the side. You could use Rust-Oleum, Evercoat, whatever brands you got laying around, and just dust those areas quick. Aerosol can it. Dust it quick, let that dry, okay? And sand it, scuff it very lightly with your 400, because you don't want to go too deep, because that's a very light coat. Tack it, and you're ready for paint. What you don't want to do with that 1K primer is clean that with wax and grease remover, okay, because it'll melt it. All right, remember that one. And that one we cover in the VIP course on the Godfather project, and also the new Miata project. I show you those tips on those projects, because a 1K primer is exactly that. It's 1K, so it melts with a simple lacquer thinner, or you know what I mean. So if you're using a wax and grease remover, which you're supposed to use before paint on any prepped surface, right, to get all the grease and wax off it, so when you paint, you're not going to have any chemical reactions, right? You don't want to do that, because that wax and grease remover will actually eat and melt that 1K primer that you just sprayed on 15 minutes ago. All right, so you don't want to do that. I've done that where I was like, oh shit, you wipe it with a rag and it just has a rag streak mark with lint stuck in it, and you're like, oh shit, you got to wait for that to dry, water sand that whole area out with 400 wet sand to get it all smooth, and hit it again, and make sure you dry sand it and you just tack it. You don't mess with the wax and grease remover on top of that. You guys getting this? Please give me some feedback. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. You guys got that. That's a very, very important tip. You won't hear many people talk about that. Come here. Allie, look. Okay, great. Yes, and Hank, I show you those tips in the VIP course. Maybe you missed them, or you didn't see them. But anyway, we're actually migrating little by little over to a brand new membership site, and it's a little different inside. It's going to be easier to navigate. I got the new trainings in there, so we actually, all of our brand new VIP members that join us are in. Oh, Hank, you are gonna love the Godfather project. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. I've been getting so much good feedback from VIP members saying, Tony, this was like an amazing series. You should do more like that. So I plan to do a complete paint job with my nephew, He's brand new to auto body. He's never done it before. He's 22 years old. He's going to be 23. And he wants to paint his Golf, his VW Golf. So I'm going to do the same thing. Over his shoulder, tell him what to do, tell him what not to do, show him exactly, it's basically teaching a newbie how to prep and paint the car live. And you guys are going to be able to watch over my shoulder and how that happens. And that was the Godfather Project. That was the whole essence of that series. And people are going crazy over it. So don't miss that one. You're really going to like it. The video was shot in all HD. The editing was done very well. So it's different than the older videos that we had. The older videos are great to build your foundation because I cover a lot of the little details in there. The RAV4 series. Those are the original videos. So it's a good place to start. But the newer videos, they're a lot better, and I'm going to continue adding more as we go. So, hope you guys are liking that. Okay, so how long would you need to take a break between painting the panels? Trunk lid, and then wait 15 minutes, paint the door. No, if you're going around the car, you don't have to wait. You just keep shooting around the car, and there's a certain way to paint a full car, right? You want to start at the driver's side door or the passenger side door and work your way around the car. There's a certain way to work your way around the car painting your panels. And if you do it right, by the time you go around the car, it usually takes about a half hour to 45 minutes depending on the size of the car. And that's how it happens, okay? So you go around the car, and then once you get to your main panel again where you originally started, you're pretty much dry to put your second coat on. But I usually like to wait 10 minutes, tack the car down if there's any overspray, then go over it again. So, situation, if you haven't checked out VIP, really check it out. Tons of information. Using a 10-gallon compressor, yeah, that's a very, very small volume compressor. You are going to run into pressure issues, volume issues of air, running out of air pretty quickly. Your tank is going to be getting very, very hot. You're going to build up a lot of condensation, water in your lines. So be sure to constantly drain your tank, the bottom of the tank, to get the water out. Be sure you have a water filter in between, about 10 feet away from your compressor. Be sure to have a water filter at the neck of your gun. All right. There's a lot of little things to cover. All right, Al. Here you go, Al. There you go, Al. All right. What, you thirsty? Okay, hold on. I gotta get her some water. Here, Al. Here, Al. Here, Al. Come on, Al. Come on, Al. There you go. All right, little challenging when you're trying to babysit. Okay. Is a water catch 100% necessary? Well, I would have a water filter on there. I mean, once you start spraying and you get water going through your gun into your paint, you're going to have an issue. You're going to have, basically, you're going to be painting with bubbles of water are going to be going on your panel. And you're going to have, it's going to look like fisheye. And it's going to be a problem. You're going to have to wait till it dries, sand it out, feather it all out, and do the job over. So I would definitely have a water trap on it. You can get them for about $50, $60. The kind that you mount on the wall, the water separator. Have your compressor come out, hook up to it, out of it, and then you got your gun, and have a little $5 water filter on your gun. And that's what we show you how to do as well. So, I mean, if you could get a 33-gallon tank, one of those little bigger ones, it'll be a little bit more better for you. You won't be killing the machine like a 10 gallons, really. That's for like painting a bicycle frame or something, something small, maybe a helmet. But if you're doing bigger panels, you could do a panel, a single panel, a hood or a fender, a trunk, no problem. But if you're going around a car with that, yeah, the $10, $20 spray gun at Harbor Freight is crap. You're gonna get crap results with it. Um, I've tested it. So if I were you, I'd invest in a mid-level gun. You don't have to go high end. And we actually have a great selection of guns here at the shop. If you're on a budget, check out the 904 HE. That is an awesome gun. A lot of our VIP members got that one. 904 HE. It's basically like a clone of the German and Japanese SATA spray guns. Made in Taiwan, but excellent quality. Have you ever tried the Devil Finish Line 4 gun? You know, I had some of the older models. I have some of the older models of that brand, but no. All I do now is I spray with our Warwick guns that we sell at the shop. Those are the same guns I use for all of our projects, and they're amazing quality guns. And you get them for a fraction of the cost. It's like getting a $900, $800 SATA for $200. Let's see. All right, so you know, pretty much going to end it off today. I gotta take her upstairs now, and just wanted to say what's up and not completely show face and all that. Have you ever tried to paint cars with electric spray guns? Never tried electric spray guns. You know, that's kind of a different system. You know, if you're spraying Plasti Dip or some thicker undercoating, you could use those electric guns. But for pro automotive finishes, you want to use pneumatic, you know, spray guns. All right, so is everybody on here good? I will see you guys on next week, hopefully. Let's see my calendar, 22, because I'm also heading out of town in just a bit. 29, yes, I will be in town. So, no, 29. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I may be able to do it from my hotel room. I'm flying to Boston on the 28th, so I'll be in Boston for a little while. But if I'm able to do it, because I have a 13-hour flight to Boston, 14-hour flight. If I'm able to do it, I will do it. If not, we may miss next week because of me just traveling and I'm going to be out. So, you know, the week after that, I'll be available. Yes, the Warwick 904 spray gun. That's a great gun. So for all you non-VIP people, check out the VIP offer here. We're still running the special. It's my birthday today. It's ending out today at the special price point. If you want to join us to get access of hundreds of step-by-step videos, you'll get access to the VIP calls. You'll get access to a bunch of other benefits. All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for being on. Say bye, Allie. Allie, say bye. So, Allie's chilling, and I gotta head out, all right? It's nice being out with you guys today. Have a great weekend. Yes, Cambridge. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, everyone. Today is Friday. It's going to be Friday for you in a couple of hours. And have a great weekend. I will talk to you soon. And cheers. Please like the video, share it with friends and family. And I'll see you guys on, if not next week, the week after. All right? Thanks, man. Bye.